I'm going to tackle an issue that there's a high chance you're battling. However, to my knowledge, we've never put any new ideas out on this topic. Let me explain. When I was growing up, two phrases were everywhere: just say no and because I said so. You remember those phrases? Just say no was the go to anti drugs campaign. The logic: don't ask questions, just obey. And because I said so was the parental trump card. My teenage angst translated both of those as: I don't trust you enough to explain the why. What I thought was that they don't even know why. They don't know why we shouldn't do these things. In truth, I had to find out many of the don't topics on my own. And that's how a lot of men have heard the message about pornography in the church. Every men's ministry book or gathering carries the ongoing message that's a little numbing. Don't do it, don't look, don't touch, just say no. Why? Because the Bible tells us so. But what if there's more than just a no here? What if there's a yes that nobody is talking about, no one ever told us about? Everyone already knows the trap of porn. It's the one thing that binds us all in the darkness. We've sat through the talks, read the stats, been through the awkward accountability moments. It's not a knowledge problem anymore. It's an imagination problem. Here's the deeper issue. We actually need a fantasy life. We're not meant to get rid of it. We want one that thrills and excites us, one that helps us to escape this world to hope. But God gave us an imagination not to be suppressed, but to engage Him with it. Colossians 3 tells us, set your mind on things above and not on earthly things. Why? Because He knows our minds need a place to go, a place that fuels joy and restores hope. We were wired to dream, to picture the kingdom coming, our future home, a city where these tears are wiped away, a reunion with Christ face to face. That's not escapism. That's spiritual sanity. But when porn hijacks your imagination, it rewires your longing. Your fantasy life gets trapped in the temporary. The thrill that was meant to anticipate heaven gets wasted on the flesh. Instead of daydreaming about what eternity will be like, we're stuck in the soul drain of lust, and our capacity to imagine the life to come shrinks to the size of a screen. What if saying no to porn isn't about restriction, but redirection? God wired us with imagination for a purpose. It's the part of us that lets us anticipate heaven. It's the part that resonates when Jesus says, I go to prepare a place for you. It's where longing and worship meet. Psalm 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. But if your desires have been trained by years of counterfeit indulgence, you may need to relearn what delight even looks like. Try this. Here's how we're going to tackle it. During your devotional time, take the greatest pain you have right now and imagine the opposite of that in eternity and write out what that looks like. Then I want you to think about the best thing that you're good at and how you could ask God, how will you use that forever? Now, I want you to journal all of that and make that into a habit. I'm doing this frequently. If you want this to get even better, talk about it with your closest friends. The best part is this isn't fantasy and it's not fiction. It's a glimpse of your future. You weren't made to white knuckle your way through purity. You were made to experience joy, the real joy through intimacy with the Creator. This is what David meant in Psalm 16:11. In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore. That's not a metaphor. It's real pleasure, real presence, real joy. Imagining that is where we go. Where else would we want to be? Look, porn doesn't pull you into sin. It pulls you out of the story God is writing for you. But that story can be recovered. That imagination can be healed. That mind can be renewed. Here's the better fantasy. Not just saying no to porn, but saying yes to the presence of God. Yes to the imagination. Yes to a future so good, David said one day in God's presence is better than 1,000 elsewhere. Don't settle for lesser fantasies. Let God recapture your imagination. Not to just correct your behavior, but to expand your vision for eternity. You were made to dream with God. You were made for more now. Let eternity begin today.